The Last Jedi is directed by Rian Johnson and stars Daisy Ridley, Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher, Adam Driver, but John Boyega, Oscar Isaacs, a whole bunch of people, and it's the 9th movie in the Star Wars franchise. Now you may be knowing, why am I uploading this video 2 weeks after this film's release? Well, for starters, I honestly didn't like it the first time I saw it around, or at least I liked it, but it wasn't what I was looking up to. Then I wanted to go see it a second time, and it improved some of my issues with the film, but did not work out for me. In fact, I was at a C at first, then it moved over to a B-. But I saw it a third time today, and holy shit, this movie is phenomenal. I love this film. It has so much that every Star Wars fan loves. Obviously, the characters are well fleshed out, especially Daisy Ridley's Rey and Mark Hamill's Luke. Each of those characters have their own arc to fulfill, and it makes for not only an entertaining movie, but it makes for an inspirational movie. And it also ties into the theme of balance. And this is what I love about this film. It doesn't take its characters so far off from what we know. They keep them from what we know in The Force Awakens, but they also keep them from the original trilogy. But they also kind of twist some of them, to the most part being those characters that you think are heroes. You think they're going to be the best people in the galaxy to work with, when literally they might not be who they seem. And those are some of the films I love. And this film fits in that category. Let's talk about the things I love before I get to the negatives. First of all, Kylo Ren is awesome in this film. Adam Driver probably gives the best performance in his career. I love this character. He's easily a standout in all the new cast. He's the most fleshed out villain, I think, in all Star Wars movies. Because Darth Vader, let's be honest, the first film he was more of a badass, but he wasn't fleshed out like he was in the next two films. And then we have Emperor Palpatine, who was really contriving the development of Anakin. But Kylo Ren's the most developed villain we got in all the films combined. And it's a character that you can understand why he's motivated. And Adam Driver gives a phenomenal performance, and he actually does really good in the choreography of the action sequences, which, by the way, wow. These are some of the best action sequences I've seen in all Star Wars. I'm serious. And especially one standout. I won't spoil it, and even if you've seen it, I'm not going to spoil it here, because you need to experience it like I did. That scene, though. Also, Daisy Ridley as Rey. She still gives a great performance as her. I loved her in The Force Awakens, but this character gets more and more developed as the years go on and the movies go on. And that's what I love about these new characters, that even though you're introduced to them in one film, they're developed. That's why I didn't like Rogue One that much, is that they rushed to try and make us attached to these characters who aren't even that great and then have that much development. Whereas The Force Awakens developed their characters within a span of 2.5 hours. This film also does the same thing that The Force Awakens did correctly. And let's talk about Carrie Fisher. This is a tough one. This is really one that I was so upset about. This is one of the major celebrity deaths that really affected me, because she, as for many of you, was a childhood hero of yours, and see her go was heartbreaking. And seeing her in this film really tugged on my heartstrings. Plus, also, she gives the best performance I think I've ever seen from her. And it's gonna be tough seeing her character go on. But now let's move on to Luke. Mark Hamill has probably been the best he has as this character. this is the best performance he's given as his character. Is it as good as his Joker portrayals? No. But he is amazing in this film. He's conflicted. He doesn't know what it is and is not anymore. And he doesn't know if he can trust anyone anymore because of things that I can't spoil. I can't really say anything else about the plot without giving away spoilers. Also, John Boyega and Oscar Isaac as Finn and Poe, really great in this film, especially Poe, who I was surprised to see get much development as he got, because I loved him in the first film. He is a standout new character. But he gets more development here as being brash, but he's also looking out for the resistance. And he may do it in the worst way possible, but there's no other way at some point. And sometimes these characters make some decisions that could mean the destruction of the resistance or the beginning of the spark again. Now let's move on to my only issue with this film. The Finn and Rose aspect is really terrible. I honestly didn't like that much with the subplot with them. They, even though they're great at performances, they don't really have that much backstory with them, and it makes for a boring subplot, especially one that takes place on a cantina planet. And I think it's just nah. And it felt like a derailing from what we had in the first few minutes of the film, which was all out action packed, and it felt like we had to have this because we need more than just 2 hours. And honestly, I feel like that was a mistake on Rian Johnson's part. But other than that, this is a phenomenal Star Wars film. I don't know where this ranks as one of the films on my list, because I still think my two favorites are still A New Hope and The Empire Strikes Back. And I would say The Force Awakens is a tad bit better than The Last Jedi. But nevertheless, this is easily one of the best films of the year. It is one of my favorite sci-fi films of the year. And it's one of those films that you need to see multiple times to actually appreciate, like I did. I really do love this film. I hope you guys get the chance to check it out. I'm going to give Star Wars The Last Jedi an A. I'm hoping you guys check this out and give it a chance, because the critics are raving about this film with a 93% on Rotten Tomatoes, and the audience are divided with a 56 on Rotten Tomatoes. And honestly, I'm in the critics' side. I love this film, and I'm hoping that the audience will cool down as the weeks go by. Now, before I end this video, I'm still feeling a little down after hearing about my grandfather. If you guys were wondering, yes, he did pass away that day. But thank you for all who try to support me and actually came to me and said, "We are sorry for your loss," and I really appreciate that, guys. It really does mean a lot. And I'm hoping you guys will have a great rest of your break. Hope you guys had a great Christmas, as I did. And I'm hoping you guys enjoy this review. If you like this, comment and subscribe. You can become a member of the Critical Army, and also check out my Patreon. I'll see you all later, recruits, and take care.